by Dennis J. Courtney, M.D., Director of the Courtney Medical Group, located at 3075 Washington Road in McClellan, Pennsylvania. For more information or to make an appointment, call 724-942-3002. That's 724-942-3002 for Dennis J. Courtney, M.D.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to AM Impact on Your Health. AM Impact on Your Health, where every day our goal is to have you learn at least one thing to help you live better and longer. Of course, we're heard here each and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8 to 9 o'clock, and I'm Dr. Dennis Courtney, and I'm with you each and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8 to 9. AM Impact on Your Health, where each day you'll find current medical news, knowledgeable guests, fascinating health topics, and where we encourage you to call in to join in. Today, well, after spending a brief time with our good friend Dr. Ed Condrat, he's inbound to Pittsburgh, going to leave on Friday just before he goes, or actually spoke to him yesterday as he is going to the airport on Friday. We're going to be able to get with him one more time. We can talk about eye issues today if you'd like, a little more about the seminar, trying to enlighten you on if you have an interest in either the general seminar or the specific treatment seminar. I'll try to give you as much information as I can on how you can get more information or even get enrolled. So that's one of the things we're going to get done today. Going to talk about the Incredible Egg. I got to hand it to Joe McCullough. He did another great job, as he usually does do, with his most recent email. So fascinating and intriguing is it that I'll be bringing many of those items to you. Of course, too, you can open it up around here and decide what we're going to talk about at any time. And you can do that by just dialing up the number 412-825-6262. That's 412-825-6262. So come on in, sit a spell, take a load off your mind, enjoy, kick back a bit, enjoy yourself. And hey, if you have any pressure building up, you got to release it. You got to get it off of your chest because it's just been bugging you. Well, share it with all of us, and we'll see if we can help relieve some of that pressure for you at 412-825-6262. Now, calendar-wise, let's take a look. Yes, on Friday we're going to have Dr. Ed Condrat back with us. It's always great to spend some time with him, and as you can tell by the callers that we had on Monday, there is interest out there because, well, there are people that are hurting out there, people with afflictions, and really the conventional medical community, doing as it is and as good as it can, just has its limitations. And you have always known, as a listener to this show and this station, that moving outside that box, looking at other ways of handling the problem, usually gets the job done a heck of a lot better. And so with that in mind, we have one heck of a lot better ophthalmologist in the person of Dr. Ed Condrat, a Pittsburgh born and raised fella who then moved on out to Arizona a number of years ago, but keeps on coming back. Ed Condrat is going to be with us on Friday for a couple of last-minute items that he'll probably want to impart to you, plus maybe some last-minute questions that you have for him. A little more about his seminar in a couple of minutes. Those of you who have an interest, get a pencil and paper. I'll try to give you some good times, places, and things that you can write down and have at your beck and call and check us out because he is coming to town for this weekend. Also, hey, on Monday, well, I told you we'd try to get him, and it appears like we got him. I didn't speak to him myself, but we got a gentleman coming inbound. I had been mentioning for a number of weeks now, inbound to Pittsburgh to be a featured guest at the Freedom and Choice in Cancer Therapy Group. Their sayonara session, meaning it's their last one of the year. They are going to go, they usually do go on a vacation, little break here, and when summer rolls around. So this is the last meeting going to be held with the Freedom and Choice in Cancer Therapy Group. It's going to be on the 17th, which is a Thursday. It matches up. By that I mean, well, it's on a Thursday. It's on the third Thursday. It's at 7 o'clock, and it's at the Butler's Days Inn. 3 stars have aligned. We have a match, and Dr. Bernardo Lapayo is going to be in town. This gentleman, all you need to know, he is 108, going on 109, and he turns 109 on August 17th, just 2 months after his visit to Pittsburgh. I didn't speak with him. I talked to Sylvia. She says this guy is animated. This guy is loaded. He is he's got vim and vigor for life, and he's got a message that he wants to impart to you. We're lucky enough, I'm told, to be able to get him to come aboard with us on Monday morning. So you don't want to miss the show on Monday morning. I was a little concerned because Mr. Lapallo resides in California on the West Coast now, so it's a heck of a time difference to come aboard with us at 8:15 in the morning. That's 5:15 his time. We're going to find out this issue about whether being an early riser or not is part of what centenarians do in order to assure that they arrive to the level of centenarians. But he is just, I got a fascinating bio. I got a couple of the items that accompanied him in his press releases. What 1906, at the age of 5. He was 5 years old then. His father, a Brazilian-born doctor. But he wants to discuss things like wisdom and the impact of his father's early lessons on him, how having the right attitude can add years to your life. Didn't we hear that message a while back with our good friend, the gentleman who wrote the book about the wrinkle, the new wrinkle, that was Dr. Eric Shapiro. Anyway, the need for physical movement and mental challenge, specific foods that increase longevity. These are all subjects we'll hope to gloss over a bit, not getting too involved with probably spoiling what he has lined up for an entire evening with you out there on the 17th. So I think we're all accomplished. I don't have a phone number yet. I'll get it. I promise you I'll get it. And more about him on Friday. Dr. Bernardo Lapallo is going to be, listen to this, his wit and wisdom shines as he describes the lessons garnered over 4 separate careers, including chef, both aboard ship at upscale New York restaurants, herbalist, and physical therapist. Guy's unbelievable. Anyway, he's going to be with us on Monday morning. That about rounds out this these calendar items. What else do I want to talk about? Well, Fruit of the Spirit. Got to always mention Fruit of the Spirit. We got the books here, folks. We got a case of them sent up. We're going to give you a free book called Harmony, written by Deborah Ray, in collaboration with her 2 physician co-authors, John Young, MD, and Aida Reyes. This book is written with the whole concept of the product called Fruit of the Spirit in mind. Deborah first brought us this product back in November of over a year ago. And at that point, it had barely not even launched anywhere else in the country. We were here in Pittsburgh, one of the first lucky ones to get it, I think because of our relationship with Deborah. Anyway, it's turned out to be a fantastic tasting product. It has come across with the goodies, so to speak, in terms of its nutritional potential. Number 14, biblical fruit purees, all the fruits you could name, frankincense, myrrh, alkalinizing minerals from the Dead Sea, resveratrol, and they say 1 ounce is the equivalent of 5 servings of fruits and vegetables on the ORAC scale with respect to antioxidants. That all being said, you can get this product, well, a couple of ways. Come on out to try a sip. If you want to just try some and see if it's enjoyable to you. I just really never had anybody say that it wasn't, but I'm willing to listen and see if the first one does happen to mention it. But it tastes great for everybody who's tried it. Get a free book. You can order it a couple of ways. One, go right to the 800 number, probably the easiest way, 1-800-442-3793, and that'll get it ordered for you. And then, of course, we got the techie crowd out there that really enjoys doing it online. And in this case, the website for Fruit of the Spirit is not Fruit of the Spirit, it's fruitspirit.net. Fruitspirit.net. When you dial that up and bring it up, you'll notice that there's some prompts that take you to a page with a number of physicians throughout the country who are affiliated with Through the Spirit. You'll scroll down. You'll find me there somewhere. Once you click on my name, it'll then move you through a number of other prompts and allow you to order directly online. Otherwise, you can't. They have to be purchasing it from someone who is affiliated. You can pick one of those other doctors' names, I guess, or pick one, and it'll be mine, and you will know it, and it will be there. So a couple ways to get Through the Spirit. Be listening for the spots. Deborah does a number of them through our show in terms of commercial advertising. You'll hear those too. And we're going to get Deanna Naylor. She's the vice president of the company. She was last year, quite a while ago. I mean, it's been a while ago, and I promised I'd bring her back. So, Through the Spirit, books, the stuff itself, try it, not just for yourself. You got kids, or especially grandkids, you worry about supplementing. This is a pleasant way for them to do it. Got to mention, of course, we stream the show up live, each and every show on the internet. We're doing so right now, as a matter of fact. So while we're on the show here talking to you over KHB 620, you can be pretty far away. In fact, you can be just about anywhere in the world. And go to the website, djcmd.com. And when the opening page comes up, you'll see an icon there marked AM Impact Live. Click on that icon, and when we're live, you're going to be live right along with us. And you'll be live both in audio and in video. And so that's why sometimes when you hear Danville calling, he's saying, hey, looking good and all that. Well, it's because he can only get us down there in Virginia through the streaming component of what we like bringing to you. Also, too, the other feature we really enjoy is the ability to have the archives for you. So when you go to the opening page of the website at djcmd.com, you'll also find the additional icon marked Archives. And when you click on that, up comes a list, a chronological list of all the shows we've done, going all the way back to 2006. So you'll find some pretty interesting guests there. Just scroll down through there. You may find an interesting show. Hope you enjoy it. Love bringing you that feature, that component, and we'll continue to do so as long as we are humanly possibly able to do it. Okay, let's say that that's about enough I've had on my initial plate this morning. Why don't we do this? Why don't we take a short break? You can dial up anytime you like. Anything on your mind is okay with me. Going to be talking to you a little bit about this incredible egg. Mercola's website did a fantastic job on how you want to purchase these eggs, why you want to eat them, how you want to purchase them, where you want to purchase them, and why it is so doggone important that you do it that way. The incredible egg and the incredible information you need to get all the nutrition from it. We'll be right back in a moment with more on the subject.
Courtney, MD. Have you become confused about how best to manage your health? It's no wonder. It seems that every time you turn on the television or radio, another expert has yet another suggestion for you to follow that seems to be reasonable enough, but no matter how dutifully you follow the instruction, it just doesn't quite produce the results that you were looking for. If this confusion sounds familiar to you, give us a call at the Center for Complementary Health, where we'll make some sense of the confusion based on a blending of traditional and alternative medicine that we've been perfecting over the last 7 years. We offer metabolic nutrition testing, immune system repair, natural hormone replacement therapy, chelation therapy, cutting-edge allergy correction, and a host of other safe and effective alternative therapies.
Dennis J. Courtney, MD, is located at 3075 Washington Road in McMurray. Phone 724-942-3002.
Honey, just got the word. The company's new health plan has a $5,000 deductible. We have to make sure nobody gets sick this year. Remember what those doctor's visits cost for last year's colds and flu? Well, sorry, I gotta go. Love you.
We can do this. We can cut the fast food lunches. Soda, that's a lot of sugar. We could all take that evening walk. And hey, I heard a program about fruit. Fruit of the Spirit. What did they say? 1 ounce, the equivalent of 5 servings of fruit with herbs and minerals. We could add some to our breakfast protein shake. Fruit of the Spirit's unique whole fruit puree. Fruit of the Spirit contains fresh fruits native to the Holy Land and alkalizing minerals from the Dead Sea. With no added sugar, Fruit of the Spirit's a unique product from 5 years of work from science-based nutritional experts. Call 1-800-442-3793 for a special promotional offer. Fruit of the Spirit, a blessing for your good health. Fruit of the Spirit, convenient, affordable, and delicious. That's 1-800-442-3793. Call them now, 1-800-442-3793.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back once again on AM Impact on Your Health here on a Wednesday. It was a gloomy day outside. I knew it was coming. Just the one bad day of the week. Hey, it may be that outside. It's not bad inside. We enjoy being with each other as we do each and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8 to 9 o'clock. Today, we're opening it up to you. We had our Ed Kondrat visit on Monday. We're going to have him back again on Friday. He's inbound to Pittsburgh with the eye seminar. Should mention, for those of you who have an interest in the eye seminar, 2 different seminars are going to be held. And one is a general seminar. Some change has occurred from the last time that they were here, and this is now the 4th time in the last 12 months that Dr. Kondrat has come to town because there's a group of people that keep on servicing that require some intervention and would love to be treated by Dr. Kondrat locally, and so that's why he keeps on coming back. He does 4-day treatment seminars when he comes to town. He holds a initial general seminar. I believe he calls it the 10 ways that you can control your own eye care destiny. I'm going to paraphrase it because I don't have it exactly. Anyway, this has usually been held on a Sunday morning. This time, it's been changed. And instead of being on Sunday morning, because of some conflict, understandably, with that's the church time for most churchgoers, and it was coming in an opportune time, they switched it to the evening. The General Eye Seminar is going to be held on Sunday, the 13th of June, at the Airport Marriott. That's that big structure, and changed names a couple of times as you're going past Robinson Town Street, going down the other side toward the airport, getting off at the Montour Run exit of Parkway West. Right at that exit, that's the hotel, the one you see. You move right along the Parkway West, right alongside of it. That's where it'll be held at 6 o'clock on Sunday evening coming up. And I'll spend some time with you. I'll be looking forward to seeing you. I always enjoy meeting you face to face. I'll bring my chips with me. I'll chip you. You should know what that means. If you have a pain problem, I'll put a chip on you and we'll see how it will work. That's talking about the Ciara chips. Haven't mentioned those in a while, but I have quite a supply of them, and I'll be applying them free to see if it helps you with your pain problem. Also talking about some of the things we do collaboratively, because really the in-town doctor when Dr. Kondrat leaves, and so you need to know that a physician will be available to you to help you while Dr. Kondrat is back in Phoenix and before he sees you again face-to-face. So all these being said, 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock is the eye seminar, generalized seminar. Then on the following days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and even moving into Thursday, he works with a small group of people, normally cuts it off at around 10 participants for those who actually want to be engaged in his treatment protocol and his treatment program. I think, if I remember correctly, talking to Dr. Kondrat, there were 6 slots that had been taken. There were 4 left. If you think you might have an inkling for either the generalized seminar, or you might be even leaning towards actually being treated, I'm going to give you a phone number. Write it down, and you'll be able to call an 800 number and talk directly to his staff who could answer just about all the questions that I probably can't. Anyway, that number is 1-800-430-9328. Once again, 1-800-430-9328. Whether it's a general seminar, which I'm sure you'll enjoy, just for your own basic knowledge and accumulation of information, or if you got a particular eye issue in mind and you're not happy with the way your treatment is going, and I can see, and I have discussed with, and I know many, many patients with the big three. I think we've now identified them as macular degeneration, and a second one is glaucoma, and the third one are cataracts. Those three items occupy number 1, 2, and 3 on the top 3 list, top 10, top 3 list of eye disorders that just seem to be having all sorts of advancing problems with age and poor responses a lot of times with conventional therapy. You've got to move outside the box, and our good friend Dr. Kondrot certainly knows how to do that. Okay. Now you can get in on some of this today, folks. You can ask a question about any of this if you'd like, or anything that's on your mind, and in the form of a question or in the form of a comment. The number is 412-825-6262. That's 412-825-6262. Now, while I'm waiting for your knock on the door, I'm always going through my email and website and so on and so forth, and I'm on the mailing list, the email list of Dr. Joe McCullough, and Joe just has it does a bang-up job with bringing information to not just me, but a whole host of you. Many of you out there listening to me right now probably received his email letter. Anyway, this one caught my eye. It was one of the most recent ones, dealing with this incredible story about the egg. Now, just casual glance, thinking, well, what's the big deal? Well, it turns out there's a real big deal about the egg. In fact, how you should buy them, where you should buy them, and I'll give you the underlying question, why you don't want to buy organic eggs in a grocery store. Let's see how he builds this up, and I think he did a great job. First of all, talking about this incredible egg, this egg has been, it's been pillared, it's been condemned, the egg has been vilified, it's been degraded, it has been, the scare of death has been put into all egg eaters to the point where they have synthetic eggs, what do they call them, egg beaters, they have scared the entire public. They, being the conventional medical community, has scared the entire public over the issue of eggs. Now, is that accurate? Is that worthwhile? Is that completely true and honest assessment of the egg? Well, I don't think so. Joe doesn't think so. But we got to give you some science to back that up. It turns out that when you take a look at foods and how foods go, and Joe supports it very well here in his most current letter, that it is probably one of the healthiest foods you could ever eat. So you're left with a dilemma. Is this a prescription for health, or is it a poison? Talking about eggs, and I think you know which side that you should be coming down on this. One of the biggest criticisms of the egg by the conventional medical community is the issue of cholesterol. Oh my goodness gracious, is this cholesterol issue completely burgeoned and become overplayed by the conventional medical community. They're way out of line here. And I always like when Joe does something, because I'm talking about Joe Mercola, he backs up with the science and the research that appears to be the missing piece to accurately and scientifically describe why the egg is so doggone healthy. This biggest assault with respect to the egg and the cholesterol in the eggs has, and then it's bad for you, and it should be restricted because of the cholesterol content, is something that we just have to dispel here. And I'm going to give you an article. I'm going to tell you to look it up. You can get it right off Joe McCullough's website, but in case you want to go and Google it up. The article comes from the Journal of Cardiology. The date of this, and I didn't realize it was it's dated. It's March 10th of 2005, volume 99, issue 1, pages 65 to 70. Now, I'm certainly not going to quote all the information contained there, but here's what they did. They did a study with the egg, and what they found out, because of the scare, this scare that had been put into us that we shouldn't eat eggs because cholesterol is harmful to us, when I think you know that cholesterol, is actually good for us. You've got to have cholesterol. It is the substrate by which all cell membranes are repaired. It is the moiety by which every hormone that is made in the human body, it starts out with the sterol molecule, the very essence of the cholesterol molecule. Anyway, it has been given a bad rap, incorrectly so, but the research done and outlined very clearly in the article of the Journal of Cardiology, March 10, 2005, that volume 99, shows two things. Number one, there is no negative effect on the endothelial membrane of those who consume large quantities of eggs compared to those who did not. This was the big rap. This is the one where it has been presumed that by consuming cholesterol, especially potentially LDL, which could then oxidize, that this oxidized LDL could affect the endothelial lining and membranes, and it had turned out in a scientific article done way back when, it did not do that, not one bit. And that's the first part of what the article was able to completely prove. And the second part was that after all was said and done, not any one of the subjects had an increase in their cholesterol level at all. So the two bugaboos of those who have been the naysayers of consumption of eggs for so long, number one, that they're bad for you, that cholesterol is bad for you, that's completely erroneous, especially when we're talking about the egg now. And number two, that if you consume large amounts of eggs, then you therefore almost have to have an elevation in your cholesterol level, and by virtue of that would be harmful to you. Turns out not the case. So I thank Joe McCullough. He provided me with the scientific article. I read the article, and I now report to you. You can check me out with the article. Now, so is this egg healthy? It sure is. So we get down to what we normally talk about here, and that is, what's the best source of eggs? And I think that it's pretty much we would all agree that organic sources of eggs, organic, free-range, grass-fed, free-range chickens would be the best place that we should be getting these eggs, because those animals that are confined to cages have all sorts of potential hormonal issues you don't even want to get into. They're not happy hens. But those ones that are strutting around in free-range fashion, they're pretty happy, and they're laying those eggs. And the issue of doing it in this organic way absolutely would be the much appropriate and better way to do it. But the entire purpose of the Joe Mercola article was to make this punchline, and that is why you don't want to buy organic eggs in a grocery store. That appears to be the problem. And we're going to get to why that's the problem in a minute. Because if you've been to your Giant Eagle lately, if you've been to your Shop and Save lately, my Giant Eagle has completely revamped. They have organics all over the place, and the egg section is a pretty large section too. So why is it that you don't want to buy your organic eggs there? Hey, a little bit of a teaser. Let's take a short break. When I come back, I'm going to tell you why. And boy, it makes some good sense to me. So, where should you buy them? We'll find out. Why should you not get them there? Even though they're organic, they're free-ranged, not confined to cages, organically fed, grass-fed, but you shouldn't get them in the store. We'll find out in a moment. Why? Be back to talk more about the Incredible Egg.
been to the doctor lately? Was fatigue top of your complaint list? Even if your doctor asks you what you eat, the recommended 5 servings of fruits and vegetables a day is a dream in your busy schedule. What if you learned of a product 5 years in the formulation that delivers 5 servings of fruits and minerals in just 1 ounce? That's right, it's Fruit of the Spirit. The blessings of Fruit of the Spirit are now formulated with delicious whole fruit puree product rich in antioxidants and minerals. Your health is more than just a test result. It's a balance of physical, spiritual, and emotional factors. You work regularly to strengthen your faith. Let Fruit of the Spirit help cover your nutritional needs in a convenient and cost-effective ounce a day. Call 1-800-442-3793 for a special promotional offer. Fruit of the Spirit, a blessing for your good health. Fruit of the Spirit, 5 servings of fruits and minerals with no added sugars. That's 1-800-442-3793 for your good health. Call them now, 1-800-442-3793.
This is Dennis J. Courtney, MD. Have you become confused about how best to manage your health? It's no wonder. It seems that every time you turn on the television or radio, another expert has yet another suggestion for you to follow that seems to be reasonable enough, but no matter how dutifully you follow the instructions, it just doesn't quite produce the results that you are looking for. If this confusion sounds familiar to you, give us a call at the Center for Complementary Health, where we'll make some sense of the confusion based on a blending of traditional and alternative medicine that we've been perfecting over the last 7 years. We offer metabolic nutrition testing, immune system repair, natural hormone replacement therapy, chelation therapy, cutting-edge allergy correction, and a host of other safe and effective alternative therapies.
Dennis J. Courtney, MD, is located at 3075 Washington Road in McMurray. Phone 724-942-3002.
Hey, good morning. Welcome back once again to AM Impact on Your Health here on KHB 620 each and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8 to 9. I'm Dr. Dennis Courtney here with you on a Wednesday version show. We've been talking about eggs. Good information about eggs. We're talking about it because, well, recently Joe was talking about Joe Mercola. And he brought such interesting information to me that I always like to impart it to you. And I'm doing so right now. Talking about where to purchase these eggs. We know that the organic forms of most foods are going to be what we're going to espouse and try to have for ourselves and our family. But as it turns out, you got to watch where you get these eggs, at least. And there's a reason why. And there's a very good reason why. And let me share it with you because I think it's the punchline for why Joe felt compelled to write his article. Anyway, it has to do with the fact that the shell of an egg, by the way, is porous. The shell of an egg has holes in it. The shell of an egg has, they say, and I've never counted them, so I got to rely on what they tell me they say, and that is about 7,500 holes throughout the entire external confines of the shell. Holes everywhere. There is a natural cuticle that occurs over, it's a film, it's a biofilm, and it occurs over the entire egg and allows those pores to be impermeable to the passage of anything from the outside of the egg to the inside of the egg. So now the story starts to get interesting. It makes sense, doesn't it, that this would be a porous material, that the shell is not completely impervious to anything at all, that if anything disturbs the cuticle that keeps all the pores closed, it would then stand to reason, would it not, that there'd be a way for contamination to get into the egg itself. And that, in fact, is the point that Joe Mercola wanted to make. It's a point that I never thought of before. It's a point that you out there who listen and who go to the Giant Eagles and the Stop and Saves and everything else needed to know about to just make you the better consumer that you already are. Well, it's going to make you one better too. It all has to do with those pores. What happens then with organic eggs that are found in the grocery store as compared to those that can be purchased by farmers that you may know? and I'm thinking of Chicken Man. Remember Chicken Man when I had him on the radio show? Got to bring him back. He's always up there at the Freedom of Choice in Cancer Therapy group. People are buying their eggs from him, and this would be a non-commercial source that I think is talking about that Joe Mercola is probably condoning where you should purchase them as opposed to the grocery store. Why not the grocery store? Well, Joe found that there is a guide. There's a guide that organic producers are asked to follow for those who are in the agricultural game, and particularly in those who deal with the raising of chickens and bringing eggs to market. The guide is called the Guide on Farm Processing for Organic Producers. And on table 3, marked eggs, it turns out that whenever you are going to be processing eggs to be sold commercially, you have to use one of 6 synthetic cleansing agents to clean the eggs before you put them in the crates to send them to Chilean Eagle, Shop and Save, you name it. Now this is something that on the one hand you think, well, that makes sense. Cleaning off the egg. That'd be good. Wait a minute. That's also maybe cleaning off the exterior of the egg, but it's also removing the cuticle, and it's also allowing those up to 7,500 pores to start to do what they couldn't do before you used agents to remove the cuticle and allow things to gain entrance into the egg itself. It is this little known fact that I believe was the reason behind why Joe Mercola wrote the article that he did. We thank Joe. Turns out there are 6 agents that can be used. 2 of them, I think, make special mention, and for these reasons I bring the names of the 2 of them to you. Number 1 is chlorine, okay, which you can imagine doesn't sound like it's too good. You all fight to try to remove. You don't want anything contaminated with chlorine. You're fighting to get water that doesn't have chlorine in it, let alone they're supposed to be cleansed. One of the cleansing agents found in the manual for organic egg producers is chlorine. There's a second one, another one, toxic also, called peracetic acid. The per part of that stands for peroxide. The acetic part of that stands for vinegar. This is a combination of vinegar and hydrogen peroxide. Hydrogen peroxide, when consumed, is toxic to membranes and obviously certainly will remove that cuticle and allow penetration of what might be bacteria. In particular, Salmonella bacteria is probably the most widely known and most feared form of impregnation of an egg, and potentially could make these eggs very unhealthy. So now you know. Thank you, Joe. Now you know why buying eggs in the supermarket is probably not the place to do it. You're probably looking to get down to the Strip District. You're probably looking to get to the Firehouse Market and purchasing your eggs, because they have them certainly down there. If you don't know a farmer personally that does it, that's certainly one of the places you could do it. Absolutely a wonderful article. I thank Joe very much for bringing it to us and why you don't want to buy organic eggs in the grocery store. Never knew? Now you do. Hey, let's take a short break. When we come back, we're coming around that gun lap, and you may have something on your mind. Hey, if it's about eggs, go for it. Tell me what you think. Doesn't have to be. Can be about anything at all. Anything on your mind is okay with me. 412-825-6262. We will be back in just a moment.
Courtney, MD. You become confused about how best to manage your health. It's no wonder. It seems that every time you turn on the television or radio, another expert has yet another suggestion for you to follow that seems to be reasonable enough, but no matter how dutifully you follow the instructions, it just doesn't quite produce the results that you were looking for. If this confusion sounds familiar to you, give us a call at the Center for Complementary Health, where we'll make some sense of the confusion based on a blending of traditional and alternative medicine that we've been perfecting over the last 7 years. We offer metabolic nutrition testing, immune system repair, natural hormone replacement therapy, chelation therapy, cutting-edge allergy correction, and a host of other safe and effective alternative therapies.
Dentist J. Courtney, M.D. is located at 3075 Washington Road in McMurray. Phone 724-942-3002.
Honey, just got the word. The company's new health plan has a $5,000 deductible. We have to make sure nobody gets sick this year. Remember what those doctor's visits cost for last year's colds and flu? Oh, sorry, I've got to go. Love you.
We can do this. We can cut the fast food lunches. Soda, that's a lot of sugar. We could all take that evening walk. And hey, I heard a program about fruit of the spirit. What did they say? 1 ounce, the equivalent of 5 servings of fruit with herbs and minerals. We could add some to our breakfast protein shake. Fruit of the Spirit is a unique whole fruit puree. Fruit of the Spirit contains fresh fruits native to the Holy Land and alkalizing minerals from the Dead Sea. With no added sugars, Fruit of the Spirit is a unique product from 5 years of work from science-based nutritional experts. Call 1-800-442-3793 for a special promotional offer. Fruit of the Spirit, a blessing for your good health. Fruit of the Spirit, convenient, affordable, and delicious. That's 1-800-442-3793. Call them now, 1-800-442-3793.
Good morning and welcome back to An Impact on Your Health here on a Wednesday morning. Gloomy outside Wednesday morning. I just can't help but look out this window and see raindrops falling, but nonetheless, enjoy being with you and hope you enjoy being here with us today. We've opened it up today. We're allowing you, if you'd like to, call in and ask a question or make a comment on anything at all you'd like to. 412-825-6262 is the number to do that. We'll listen for a knock on the door as we come around that final lap, coming around the home stretch, actually, with about 10 to 15 minutes left to go. Spent today talking about the Incredible Egg, and should also mention, as much as we fight with the produce, okay, the one hand, as it looks now, to set some general rules and parameters, you probably shouldn't be cleansing the eggs, certainly using synthetic agents to do it, but you sure as heck better be cleansing the produce and the vegetables. All sorts of contaminations you've heard of, haven't you not, recently? We had it was spinach, and then it was lettuce. It always seems to be salmon when they find the source, they find that it's usually salmonella. Salmonella is usually a contaminant from the fecal oral route, and so what you normally find as the initiator of a problem is that contamination, fecal contamination, getting into a water supply, being taken up into the plant itself, and the plant literally become impregnated with bacteria, and that bacteria can be quite harmful. Salmonella can make it pretty sick. Even in some cases, rarely, it has caused deaths. So the issue of cleansing what you eat, on the one hand, it looks like there better be some clear rules. You would think that thing with the eggs should be absolutely something that you want to consider in the future, because you don't want to be cleaning those eggs. You know the source is coming from, and not worrying about taking that cuticle off to make those pores allow things that gain entrance into the egg. Seems like that's the ticket. And if you do buy eggs, organic eggs, in a supermarket, I can tell you that on a mass level, there are going to be cleansing agents. The government tells them you've got to use one of these 6, and they would not tell and do not tell the regular farmers to do that. They are held harmless in that regard. Okay, that being said about the egg, let's spend just a moment talking about the produce, because even though you probably don't want to cleanse any eggs, especially with synthetic agents, you probably want to cleanse any of the produce and any of the vegetables you bring into the home, whether they're organic or not. And this all has to do with the various forms and techniques. I've heard patients tell me about how they cleanse theirs, and I've heard them use preparations of bleaches and chlorines, all pretty caustic items as far as I was concerned. Another segment of patients I can remember talking about using peroxide. I happened to research this issue out because I was interested. As I was reading the Joe Mercola article, I was interested to see that there was something I could click on talking about this very item, and it led me to explore, okay, what are the best ways that you would want to use to cleanse the produce that you bring in the home, because you want to rid it of any potential bacteria and contaminations that could have developed, even though innocently that could have developed, even if it was organically grown. This is something I think that needs to be mentioned. Anyway, to stay away from the chlorinated forms and all these other hazardous forms, there is a system. And Joe brought it right up. I clicked on it. I'm going to mention it to you. You may want to Google it up. It's called the Lotus Sanitizing System. It costs $150. And but it looks as though this would be an appropriate way, because this is an ozone generating system which will sanitize and clean and remove harmful bacteria and other contaminants from the produce that you should happen to purchase. So just as an aside today, talking about the egg and how you don't want to cleanse it, you do want to cleanse the produce, but how you do it is extremely important. And you absolutely need to do it, and it looks as though, check me out with this thing called a Lotus Sanitizing System using an ozone-based approach. It looked like it was pretty large enough to handle a nice amount of produce, $149. Check it out. Maybe I can get the folks that make this device to come on the show one time in the very near future. Okay. I'll talk that about foods today. What's on your mind? 412-825-6262. That's 412-825-6262. Anything on your mind is okay with me. Don't forget our guest on Friday. Dr. Ed Condrat's going to be here giving you your last opportunity, as he tells me he's going to be riding to the airport. Boy, we're going to be talking to him about 5:15 in the morning. He says his flight's at 8:15. I think he's quite a distance from the airport, but he claims that his cell phone is going to keep us in good contact, and he's going to have all 5 bars or whatever it is. So on Friday morning, don't forget, we're going to be with Ed. Don't forget, on Monday, we're going to be with Fernando Lapayo, 107, am I right about that? No, I think it's 108 years old. I was looking here during one of the commercial breaks. He's already written, two books? One book. No, he's written 2 books. And maybe he has another one in the process coming. But we'll just really enjoy our Monday visit with him. You should be gassing up the family automobile, because you want to go up to see the guy in person on the 17th of June up at the Freedom of Choice and Cancer Therapy group, where he's going to be there at 7 o'clock. Their sayonara visit before they break for the summer. And let it go at that. Want to mention I don't know how my folks are doing out there working with the thyroid issues that we had mentioned last week, where you are out there and are able to literally look at your own thyroid status, I think, in a much better way than blood tests could ever tell, by checking those things called basal body temperatures. I'm having a pretty good discussion with patients who come in my office about their basal body temperatures. I'm telling you, it's been few and far between of those, especially women, who have anywhere near what would be considered to be normal. Remember, normal basal body temperatures, that is the temperature that your body emanates upon arising in the morning before the feet move to hit the floor. Those are basal conditions at that time. That means that's the lowest temperature that your body is going to be at all day. The normal walking around temperature, I think everybody knows, is 98.6. But the normal arising temperature in the morning is not 98.6. In fact, it's pretty significantly lower than that. It would be in the low 98s or the high 97s. So with that in mind, for those of you out there who are premenopausal, be careful in taking their basal body temperatures, because in doing so, at the time of ovulation, if you're premenstrual and you still have periods, you get a slight little temperature spike right at the point of ovulation. In fact, this is the technique used by a large segment of the population who are having fertility issues, where women are always measuring their basal body temperatures in order to try to ascertain when they ovulate, to allow them to conceive easier by knowing the point of ovulation, and figure about 72 hours from the point of ovulation is the best fertile period for them. Anyway, that's the thing that in case of basal body temperature has to be taken into account in the premenopausal females. In the postmenopausal females, no such concern. There are no temperature spikes that would be recorded in the postmenopausal female. Therefore, you only need about 4 or 5 of those temperatures to know whether you are having thyroid issues or not. And I believe that this is the true and only way to be able to ascertain this. You cannot go with blood tests. I keep looking at them. I keep seeing blood tests come by my desk each and every day, and they keep looking normal and normal, and it just keeps coming back with normal and normal. And then we look at the basal body temperatures, and they are extremely off. And we look at the symptom chart, and out of a list of maybe 20 symptoms, that poor, usually woman, that poor patient has 7 or 8 or 9 of the 20 symptoms, and has to such a level of bother, and it affects their lives so much that they literally have consigned themselves to remaining in thyroid limbo, because that all important blood test didn't allow their doctor to pick it out. Now I say, come on in to see us so that we can discuss your thyroid issues, because we're going to do a questionnaire on anybody that I'm going to be seeing in consult. Those 20 symptoms are going to go up on the table. We're going to find out how you're feeling first off, no matter what the reason is that you're coming in for. We're just going to do that as a general check and balance to make certain that people aren't slipping through the cracks. If it appears as though you've got a significant number of aggravating symptoms, then we'll get into a discussion of basal body temperatures, and we won't even mention the blood tests. We'll get them, but it's not to make the diagnosis as to whether or not you have thyroid concerns, particularly discussing hypothyroid concerns and underactive thyroid. We won't be using blood tests to make that call, but we will get them, because before we start treating, and we're going to be doing pretty aggressively, we will change the numbers then, and the numbers then won't be able to be reflective of anything that happened before that condition was turned around by the use of those hormones. So, glad to be able to talk to you about this thyroid issue. It is the most pressing of the issues, especially in my female population. Come on in to see us. We'll absolutely discuss it. Come on in and see us. We'll be having Dr. Camino. Saw him yesterday. He'll be coming on the show in the very near future, talking about a whole bunch of items. I want him to talk about ECP. He's the guy who has been referring so many patients to get that procedure done. I thought you'd like to hear from him on his observations and what he's seen with respect to all these years now, people who have undergone ECP, which stands for external counterpulsation. Here in the office, we do a fair share of it. And the patients who have received it and are receiving it are obtaining quite a bit of benefit from doing so. So, just about here at the final, home stretch. And Sandy, I hope you have a wonderful remainder of the week. I guess things are supposed to lighten up. We're supposed to get our warm weather back. And I'll be seeing you on Friday with Dr. Ed Condrat in attendance so we can talk about your eye issues. Preparing for Sunday. And I'll bring my chips. I'll bring my chips with me. If you've got a pain problem, show me where. I'll chip you, and we'll find out how well it works for you. So until then, this is Dr. Dennis Courtney saying so long for an impact on your health.